Social interactions are typically grounded in unwritten rules of conduct. These rules are rarely enforced by authority, but there are often social consequences for avoiding them. How do people conduct themselves when the social consequences of face-to-face communication are minimized? This question forms the basis of the study of the online disinhibition effect. This effect explains how and why, given free rein in an online environment, people generally behave with less restraint. In a decreasingly face-to-face world, how can people learn to communicate digitally while maintaining traditionally acceptable tone? The answer for now seems to lie in familiarization with the aspects of online communication which make it so alien. Rider University professor John Suhler, the foremost authority on the online disinhibition effect, endorses the following psychological aspects of online communication as causative: dissociative anonymity, invisibility, asynchronicity, solipsistic introjection, dissociative imagination, and minimizing authority. The first of these aspects, dissociative anonymity, allows individuals to operate online under the assumption that nobody knows who they are. As long as an individual's identity is unknown, personal social consequences are relatively negligible. In this context, the primary remaining motivation for amiable social interaction is completely devalued. The concept of invisibility interacts closely with dissociative anonymity. Under this principle, individuals are able to conceal their physical presence. This physical barrier breaks down the means of psychological cues of disapproval, allowing a user to finish a complete thought without facing preemptive judgment. The aspect of online asynchronicity accounts for the gaps in non-face-to-face communication. Without the anticipation of immediate feedback, individuals can feel like they are taking less risk by expressing more. In fact, the viewing of online feedback is almost always optional, creating the opportunity for someone to post something and never come back. Solipsistic introjection is a psychological phenomenon in which individuals inject their own thoughts into the tone of online text. This can result in a skewing of meaning. Another side to this aspect is the effect of reading online text in one's own voice. This may in some cases allow an unnecessarily close connection between the author and the reader, a freeing effect. The concept of dissociative imagination interacts to play down the seriousness of non-face-to-face communication. The novelty of digital communication, while wearing thinner, can still make it seem like a game. This aspect is especially devastating when identities are not hidden and aftershocks of miscommunications carry real social consequences. Lastly, the minimization of authority online levels the playing field. The credentials and experience of an individual are not apparent in anonymous communication, creating a very egalitarian atmosphere. Because of this, individuals can be propelled to express ideas to people with otherwise intimidating authority on a particular subject. Psychological research has provided a basis for why the online disinhibition effect occurs, but how does it affect people globally on a daily basis? Lessening of social restraint seems almost always to be associated with negative consequences, but that is not necessarily the case. The effect's manifestations can be categorized as either benign or toxic. Benign instances of online disinhibition do not have attached negative consequences and can in some cases prove to be positive influences upon expression. Toxic instances, however, are decidedly harmful to those involved. Benign effects of online disinhibition are often seen in online support group settings where the invisibility aspect of the effect makes anonymity truly complete. For example, Alcoholics Anonymous Online has grown extraordinarily in the last 3 years. Anonymous chat programs where individuals can feel freer to express themselves. Musicians and writers have even used these programs to test unproven material without risk of failure. and some gaming environments where individuals can select avatars with desirable qualities. Stanford University research has repeatedly illustrated the pronounced effect upon personal confidence online role-playing can have. Potentially toxic environments include workplace emails where the minimization of authority can be inappropriate. The New York Times estimates 2,000 people in the U.S. lost jobs based on electronic miscommunication last year. Forum communities where disputes spiral out of hand. And in some cases of cyberbullying, where even individuals not bullied in the real world can become the victims of online abuse. Communication is undeniably important to individuals in all vocations and locations. The rapidly changing landscape of human interaction demands increased awareness of the online disinhibition effect. Electronic communication is more than a novelty, and its intricacies require global attention if we expect to maintain civil interaction.